Is Mr. Ghoshal joining?
Yeah, I sent a message to him also. Alokji, if you can make a call, probably he can be alerted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, now we are on YouTube also.
Okay.
I'll share the link of YouTube stream. Share.
Good morning. Good morning. আপনি কি join করছেন?
Good morning to all of you.
একটা panel discussion যেটা I think Mr. Surya Prakash পাঠিয়েছিল।
I may be feeling sleepy because I was awake up to 2 o'clock to see the launch of SpaceX Dragon King 2 astronauts after 9 years to International Space Station.
That's right, sir. That's why you are still on that background. You changed the background.
Yeah. Yes, I should go back.
So আপনি দেখুন আপনাকে ইমেল করে দেবো ওকে ওকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি মিস্টার সূর্য প্রকাশ কালকে পাঠিয়েছে আমি দেখছি এটা যদি পাওয়া যায় আমি আবার পাঠাচ্ছি আমি পাঠাচ্ছি ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ওকে ওকে আমি পাঠাচ্ছি Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Surya Prakash ji.
Yes, sir.
He has not received any communication.
No, mail.
So
I have sent WhatsApp message. I have sent mail also.
Can you forward that WhatsApp message to me?
Yeah.
With the links, because he said that he has not received from anybody. Maybe your number may not be in his, saved in his contact.
Correct, sir.
Sir, I'm busy in one webinar as a panelist. 12:30 के बाद बात करें. Thank you.
Alokji, I forwarded to you.
Yeah.
Just now.
So I will just forward to Mr. Ghoshal just now.
Participant list, in fact, I didn't know how to make it visible to thing. I'm sorry for that. Probably next meeting we'll try to put that option to make visible all the participants.
Mr. Surya Prakash, what you have sent is for general people to join or for the panelists?
Panelists, sir. Panelists.
Okay.
Raju Gogia, sir. Raju Gogia.
People are joining. 60 people have joined.
Yeah, correct, sir.
Surya Prakash ji, you said that you have shared a link of YouTube.
Yes, sir.
But you put it on the chat window.
Oh, okay. I'll put it in the chat. That's a good suggestion, sir. Yeah, I've shared, sir. That's a good suggestion,
Yeah. Oh, it was asked by someone.
Yeah. That can be shared. If anybody is not able to join using Zoom, they can participate through YouTube, sir.
Yeah. Raju Gogia has come.
Yeah.
But we don't see his handsome and nice face, no?
Yeah.
He should start his video.
Start video.
Yeah, you can. You can switch on the video, sir. Raju Gogia, sir.
Yeah, but how to do that?
In the option,
You join with video.
when you are joining, it will ask, you can join with video, sir.
Bottom left, bottom left. If you see bottom left.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
So now I'm not getting this video on.
No. See, bottom left, there is one
Yeah.
mute and other
Mute.
is stop video or start video. Click and start video.
Raise hand. I'm getting raise hand, mute, chat, Q&A.
That is different. Oh,
Sir, have you joined using my WhatsApp latest one?
Phone number dala hai. I'm not getting the place where to enter that
No.
participant ID.
No, Raju sir, have you joined using join link in WhatsApp, which I have sent latest?
Yes.
In that,
No. The fact that he is here, that means he has joined with the correct.
I have
no,
sent.
there are two links, one separate for panelists and other for participants.
There is a participant ID actually for panelists.
I'm not getting place to enter that participant ID.
No, you should use the link, sir, what we have given.
That click join.
Okay. Let me start again.
Yeah.
I think, sir, this fellow doesn't allow I'll forward again from the mail, Raju bhai. It will only allow from the mail, sir.
Yeah. This click here to join does not work with WhatsApp.
Yeah, can you forward the link for panelists?
No. Rahul thing is a panelist only. You have to use click here to join that link.
So, no, because I have joined, but I can see you all, but there's just one link which I have got from you.
No. Use Rahul bhai's link. Click here to join.
Okay, so has Rahul sent this?
Yeah. In that mail it is there.
Okay. I'm checking.
Don't use this ID actually. This is a participant ID.
Okay.
Good morning to you all. We are just waiting for other panelists to join. The moment we have panelists, two more panelists are there in participants, but they should come through panelist ID. So once they do it, we'll formally start the discussion. Please bear with us. This is all new technology, all new people and all, but it's going to be new normal for future. So this is the first meeting ever organized by us for this engineers forum. So please bear with us. Already we got 90 participants, and we are 3 panelists. Other 2 panelists are in outside actually. They should join through panelists. So once they are here, we'll formally start. Thank you for bearing with us.
Yeah. Surya Prakash ji, when you start the actual proceedings, you start the recording also.
Yeah. I'll do that, sir.
Recording.
And welcome, Rahman ji. You can unmute your thing. Yeah. Now you can speak.
Good morning, Rahul.
Yeah.
Is it Rahman ji or Rahul Vakil?
No, sorry. Rahman ji, please change your name. you can edit your name there.
Yeah.
In the right side, you have that.
Yeah. I'm doing that. I'm taking.
Your face is Rahman Sahab and name is Vakil.
No. What happened?
He is Vakil, but
that's the understanding level.
Yeah. That's right.
So welcome, Rahman ji is a former president of APGT.
Click here to join na WhatsApp ওই নয়, context sensitive নয়। ইমেল আপনি কি ইমেল অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারছেন? হ্যাঁ, তাহলে ইমেলে আমি জাস্ট পাঠিয়েছি, ওটাতে ক্লিক হিয়ার টু জয়েনটা ক্লিক করলেই হয়ে যাবে।
Actually, Shantlal ji was to be on the panel. from Mumbai. Somebody is asking who is on the panel from Mumbai. We have Shirodaji, who is former president of Association of Consulting Civil Engineers. And we have Alok Baumikji, who is president of IS Takti, and Fazlur Rahman, who is past president of APGC, very active in engineers activities. So we requested him to be on the panel. And we have Raju Gogia, who has been helping us in a lot of legal draftings and all for all the issues of engineers. And we have president of CEI, whom Amitabha Ghoshal, who is to join. We are waiting, and we have Professor Mahesh Tandonji, who has to join. We have also sent him the invite. We are waiting for him to join. And if somebody can help me calling Tandonji, Alokji.
Yes, sir.
Can you call Tandon, sir?
Okay, okay. I'll just call.
Because he forgets many times. So, Professor Tandon has been working for our engineers bill relentlessly, and he is the man behind getting it to the stage of draft bill now. So we are waiting for him to join to brief us the current status of engineers bill. And Shirodaji is has been working on a lot of legal issues.
I'm waiting for you to join, sir.
Architects. So Shirodaji, I request you to initiate, not fully, just introduction.
For the panelists, there is a separate.
Surya Prakashji, I would request you.
Yeah.
I would listen to everybody, and then I will fill in the gaps at the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
that would be much better.
Sir, as regards to Architects Act, you are the pioneer, and you are.
That's why I said, if I start talking, then
what I will do, I will
hardly
just
anything is
forward
left for
that
others to speak.
my email,
Okay, okay.
and you just click there, okay? Okay, okay, thank you.
So, Alokji, welcome, and I want you to say few words as a welcome address to all the engineers on behalf of IS Takti, sir.
Hello.
Alokji,
Yeah, I've just spoken to Professor Mahesh Tandon and Mr. Ghoshal.
Yeah.
I think both of them are finding difficulties in, getting in. They're trying.
oh, okay.
I've just sent email also and asked them to join. They are going to join.
At least let them join as participant. We'll allow the speakers there here. We want them to speak as
So
soon as possible.
Professor Tandon has already joined as participant. He's
Oh, is
listening to all of us, but he's not able to.
Oh, okay. I'll try to see if I can.
Yeah.
Can you send him panelist link
Tandonji,
again?
Tandonji, welcome, sir. I request you to talk. You can
Yeah,
unmute.
he's muted.
Hello.
1 minute.
Yes,
Can you
he's
hear me?
there. Yes, yes.
Welcome, sir. We want you to say a few words about the engineers bill, which we talked yesterday, for the benefit of all the participants, sir.
Yeah, sure. You've given so many international numbers.
Yes, sir.
We don't know which one to get into. Last 10 minutes, I've been only trying to get in.
Oh, sorry, sir. There is a joining link, sir, directly in the mailbox, which is sent to you, sir.
Okay.
No
Anyway,
problem,
please,
sir. I want you to
please,
say a
please.
few.
life is complicated as it is. Don't make it more complicated. You just say, and you join.
Yeah, Dr. Ashwath has joined.
Yeah, Dr. Ashwath, welcome. Dr. Ashwath is President, Association of Consulting Civil Engineers. And sir, please unmute and say a few words.
Now you have to unmute.
Sir, good morning and greetings from Association of Consulting Civil Engineers.
Yeah. Welcome, sir.
Yes.
So
Ramanji, I want you to say few words as welcome address on behalf of APGC UP. Oh, unmute. Oh, okay. Yeah. You can do it, sir, now.
Thank you. Good morning, all participants. And we are again here on one platform to discuss the shortcomings and the problems of our fraternity. And I'll be delighted if we come out with something, say, concrete at the end of discussion, which we can take forward. So let's all deliberate today and at the end conclude positively, so that what we have started at EAG and could not be taken forward in a very positive way shall not be repeated. So I welcome here all of you, and please actively participate. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ashwatji,
Yes, sir.
please talk about ACC and our association with all these activities.
Okay. As all of you know, Association of Consulting Civil Engineers is doing a lot of work for the fraternity, and I'm very happy. Two of the past presidents are in the panel, Engineer Avinash Shirodeji and P. Suryaprakash ji. You know better than me what ACC is doing, and at this moment of importance, I'm sure ACC will stand up and protect the rights of engineers. And definitely at the end of this program, as Fazlur sir was mentioning, we will definitely drop what are the engineering services that we are capable of doing. Suddenly, the whole country, the consulting engineers and engineering fraternity getting doubts about the services that we are offering, and nobody can snatch our services and our capabilities. Ours is a big community and very old profession, and I'm assuring all the members and fraternity that nothing will happen, and we can go ahead with whatever we are doing in future also. And we also welcome all other professions to do their jobs, respective jobs. And ACC definitely with more than 6,000 members, we are together, and we will fight if there are any disturbances in this direction.
Thank you, sir. Now, Professor Tandon is back. Of course, please change the name, sir, in your
Yes.
thing.
Alok was kind enough to send me a link. So that's how I am here. So, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say, at least to start with, that
Sir,
we
you
have to
1 minute.
discuss about what are the possibilities of
Okay.
using BIS to help us in this whole affair. So much of.
Somebody
So much
has
of
logged in
noise.
twice, actually.
Can
Sir,
you hear me?
you have to put off your phone, sir.
Switch off your phone.
Yeah. Or mute your phone. Yeah.
1 minute. Oh,
You can silence your phone.
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Meantime, you request Rahul Vakil join as a panelist.
Rahul Vakil is there, sir.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. Vakilji, you can join as a panelist. You can. Okay.
Oh, now I've come out of this.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you are there. That is enough, sir. You are as a panelist now.
Oh, I'm here as a panelist. Okay,
Yes, sir.
very
Yes,
good.
sir.
So,
All of
like
us
I was
know.
saying, that one of the issues that we have to discuss
Yes, sir.
is how to make use of NBC and BIS,
Yes, sir.
both these, to further our cause. The second issue that we have to discuss is how to get the municipal bylaws mention that NBC has to be followed.
Yes, sir.
The third thing we have to discuss is about the engineer's bill. I will, of course, brief you where we have reached.
Yes.
So as far as I'm concerned, these are the three issues that I would like to discuss.
Yes.
And welcome everybody to this fantastic initiative that Mr. Surya Prakash has taken, and also welcome to Mr. Alok Bhaumik and other people I could see very briefly for the 2 minutes that I was allowed to get in who are on the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Actually, I want to give a small brief about Professor Tandonji's efforts. In fact, we all know that in 2009, draft engineer bill was to be introduced in the parliament, and somehow it didn't happen. And in 2013, Association of Consulting Civil Engineers, APGC, IS Truckee, CEA, all of us, FACIET from Tamil Nadu, Grace from Kerala, all of us have come together and joined to take up this initiative. And we were not able to get through because the government was not in a mood to take up the bill at that time. Then Professor Tandon has put his efforts, convinced Sridharanji to write a letter to PMO, and PMO has immediately taken action, directed MHRD to appoint AICT as the nodal body, and AICT has constituted the committee, and committee has submitted the first report of the draft bill, and it was circulated to the ministry, and the ministry has given feedback to the committee again, and now committee is working on it. So Professor Tandonji is very closely following up on this issue on behalf of all of us. So I want you to say, I mean, applaud. It's a big applaud to Tandonji for doing this. It's really, we all are with you, sir, and we request you to continue your good offices and efforts for continuing on this engineers bill. So now we have Rahul Vakil. You can join as a panelist, Rahulji? Or can you speak now, Rahulji? Or, oh, okay. Probably this Rahul Vakil is Fazlur Rahman's second login. You can log out, sir. Yeah, that's okay. So Alok Bhaumik, on behalf of IS Truckee, we welcome you, President of IS Truckee. And Alok Bhaumik is also has been active in our efforts all along in Engineers Action Group and Engineers Bill, all the issues. So I want you to say a few words to our engineers group, sir.
Good morning, everybody. And I first of all thank Mr. Surya Prakash ji for convening this group. Once again, I can see some light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
We started with EAG in a big way, and we had a lot of hopes, but somehow or the other things did not turn the way we wanted it to be. And I think with the recent Supreme Court judgment on the COA Architect Act 72, we have, I think, got reignited, and I think we need to take a resolve to address this basic fundamental issue of how to deal with this COA issue. We need to discuss that, number one. Second is the engineers bill, and I think these two issues are burning issues which we need to tackle. Actually, to my mind, today the engineers, they have a big role to play, leadership role, particularly considering this climate change issues, considering the recent addition of this COVID-19 as one of the factor. I think engineers have to play a very big role, a leadership role, and this is an opportunity in crisis, and we must discuss that also. With these few words, I think we give it back to Mr. Surya Prakash to
Sir,
conduct
I'll
the show.
just send you one link. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Sir, Shirodaji, I want you to initiate on Architects Act amendments, sir.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to fill in the gaps at the end, but okay, you have requested me this. See, the Supreme Court judgment of 17th March this year, it has categorically explained, interpreted what exactly the Architects Act is. Of course, this type of judgment was already there in various high courts and other courts, but the Supreme Court has taken cognizance of all these judgments in a single judgment. So that is the best of it. So there is absolutely no doubt about the interpretation, the correct interpretation of the Architects Act. Now the history of Architects Act and all that is not relevant now. But only thing is why architects are so panicky and so much doing all that exercise for amendment to the present Architects Act. Actually, that exercise was initiated and started almost 12 years ago when there was a colloquium and a big conference of 3,000 architects in Pune. And that time they have started initiating. Then they made various drafts of amendments. And the final one, which was on their website, which is circulated to all the registered architects for their comments. And I think by today evening, they are going to get some comments from different architects. And probably from tomorrow, they are going to work on compiling the suggestions and making a final draft of amendment and sending it to MHRD for further processing to table it on the parliament, in the parliament. So basic thing is why on these amendments? Up till now, the present Architects Act has certain things which are in favor of non-architects, particularly the engineers. The brief history of Architects Bill, which was placed in 10th December 1968, and then 7 members had debated in Rajya Sabha on 7th May 1970. Then a joint parliamentary committee was established on 15th May 1969. Then it was placed in Lok Sabha on 16th May 1969. A report of joint committee was, after 9 sittings, it was submitted on 28th November 1969, in which all this, the original 1968 Architects Bill contemplated so many things. The first and most important thing is the title of architect, and second thing is the definition of architects practice, architectural practice, architectural services, profession of architecture. All these things were already included in the original bill of 1968. Then there was a lot of debate. The Joint Parliamentary Committee had almost 9 sittings, and all the stakeholders were invited, and they had taken cognizance of all the comments and suggestions and objections. And finally, to each one of those things, they have excluded for the legitimate right of engineers to practice the profession of architecture. The word is legitimate right of engineers to practice the profession of architecture, that is giving architectural services. And all those things were deleted. And the final amendment to the Architects Bill of 1968 came out that we have to be satisfied only with the title of, definition of title of architect, and not the architectural practice of architectural services. Nothing was there. So now the architects have falsely, very falsely propagating and making a propaganda that oh, it was a time gap arrangement that time, that because there was less number of architectural colleges, their institutions, and there was less number of architects compared to the population of India to serve. So for a time gap arrangement, the engineers were allowed to practice. So that is a false propaganda, because there is not a single word in any debate or parliamentary committee report or anywhere that it was done because of this. No, it was absolutely not done because of that. That is most important thing. And second thing is, so now they want, and their second argument is that it was done in 1972. So it's already 48 years have gone, and there is a lot of development, technological development, advancement, and all that in the field of architecture. So now we need to have this profession to be restricted only to the registered architects. But our argument is that if there is a development, technological development in the field of architecture, then definitely there is rather much more manifold development, technological development in the field of engineering. So that argument also cannot stand. So that's how they are trying to see what were the lacunae, what were the shortcomings in the present Architects Act. And that's how they want in their ambit the whole world under one sky. They want in the Architects Amendments. So that is their, they are trying to do all that. So what we have to do is, we have to emphasize and we have to make it highlighted, or rather bring it to the notice, that there are both arguments, as one as a time gap arrangement, and second as technological development should be negated, and we have to bring it to the notice of the concerned people. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Avinash sir. In fact, we have a message from President of ISSC Mumbai, Shantlal Jain, who is not able to join, and he requested Shashikant Yadav to represent ISSC. If Shashikant is in this thing, I request you to raise your hand so that I will open your audio. You can speak on behalf of ISSC. Meanwhile, I request Professor Tandonji, somebody is asked, has a question actually in the chat and Q&A, that what is the right engineers have to ask the local bodies to allow them to practice planning and all that in the thing?
Oh, okay. Let me just explain where this is going. We have to attack the issue of engineers' rights from various angles, from various forums. It is not just one engineer's bill or something that we have to attack. Of course, we have to attack the engineer's bill. But there are other places where we have to simultaneously work on. One of the, incidentally, engineer's bill, I wanted to mention, apart from what Mr. Surya Prakash has mentioned, that the MHRD finally gave this work to Professor M.S. Anant of IIT Madras to formulate the bill and work under the umbrella of AICTE, who will then propose a bill to MHRD, and part of their terms of reference that was given to AICTE and Professor Anant is that they have to pilot it right up to the parliament. All the government departments, etc., they have to go through. And only once it reaches the parliament, then it is MHRD's job to get it through. The present position is that Professor Anant has finished his work. He has had all the discussions over the last 1 year with AICTE, with MHRD, etc., and it has reached MHRD. Now it is languishing there One, of course, we can excuse the last 3 months, but even before that, it was languishing there for the reason that the Secretary, Ministry of Human Resource Development, was a person called Mr. Subramaniam. He was transferred, of course, I don't want to mention why, but he was transferred a few months ago. And all the work that Professor Anant had done to convince him to make all the modifications that they wanted actually came to naught, because there was only one person who really understood this whole thing. We also had a meeting with all the stakeholders, etc., where I was also present representing IAS Shakti. But finally, nothing has come through because that person has been transferred. Now, the person in charge, the new secretary, is somebody called Mr. Amit Khare. And if we know somehow how to reach that guy, we have to reactivate it. I talked to Professor Anant. He says that he doesn't want to talk to him on the phone. He first wants to make an eye contact with him and meet him and discuss with him. And after that, of course, things can go over the phone. But if you try something over the phone and he says something, then there is no chance of getting it through. So Professor Anant has done a wonderful job, although the engineer's bill itself has got a lot of problems. But I had discussed with him in great detail. I said, whatever you want, whatever MHRD wants, let us first get the bill. Because if we keep on discussing what should be in the bill and what should not be in the bill, this will never get through. So now you know the position. We have to, and what Mr. Shirode also mentioned, you see, once it reaches the parliament, we have to mobilize again all the engineers who are MPs there. That is how we got a good architects bill in our favor, in the favor of engineers. That is the only reason why it was done, because of the intervention of the engineers who were MPs. We have to start that operation again. So this is as far as the engineers bill is concerned, and what we should do about it. And where it is at the moment, I think now you all know where it is. The second thing I wanted to discuss, I mentioned that we have to attack this from various angles. Now, as you know, the BIS, who has made the National Building Code of India, there is a change in their when it became an act in 2016, there is a change in their terms of reference. I will just read out to you if you want. I don't think it's necessary to show this page. I will just read out to you. The Bureau of Indian Standards Act 2016, Act number 11 of 2016, 21st March 2016. An act to provide the establishment of a national standards body for the harmonious development of the activities of standardization, conformity assessment, and quality assessment of goods, articles, process systems, and services, and for matters connected therewith or thereto. You understand the enormity of this this act. In 2016, when it was changed, services have come under this act. So whatever they say in the National Building Code, it's under an act of Parliament. Although everything that the Bureau of Indian Standard does is recommendatory, it is not mandatory for everybody to follow, but it may be mandatory, but it can also do something on services. So what have they done during services during the last few months? Let me just tell you. First is, this business of goods and articles and all that. We know you have to have an IS stamp before you can sell cement and things like that. That is what is happening on one side. The other side, what is happening is the division which is looking after the codes of practice, what tests to do and how to design a concrete structure or a steel structure. That is another division altogether. Like in civil engineering is only one of the divisions of BIS. There are something like 14 divisions in IS, mechanical engineering and so on and so forth. Now they have opened one more division. It is called Services Sector Division. And what is their job? Their job is really, it comes under, BIS comes under the Consumer Ministry of Consumer Affairs. So their job is to make sure that the consumer gets the benefit of everything. If it is services, for example, they will have to make sure, they will certify, give certification, they will see what quality is being given as far as that service is concerned, and so on and so forth. Now this has just started. It started about, I think, 4 or 5 months ago in serious, in a serious way, because a division has been made. Just like the civil engineering division, there is going to be a services sector division. Now, what we have to do is to get into that, just like you have members of, and engineers are members of various codes of practice, etc. Similarly, the services sector division at the moment has something like 12 sectional committees. And in the last meeting, they said that there should be a separate one for the construction sector. That means everybody, all services which are connected with the services sector should be regulated by them. Regulated means, I repeat again, anything that BIS does is not mandatory. It's recommendatory. But this is what is going to happen. So what we have to do now is to find out more about this, the services sector division and its sectional committees, and whether this construction sector has now become one of the sectional committees. I hope you understand sectional committees. Yeah. Because concrete is a sectional committee, for example, and it is a part of the civil engineering division. So similarly, we want construction sector to be a sectional committee in the services sector division. That is our aim. And then we have to get participation in it so that we are a part of whatever is being done there. Okay, so this is one issue that I wanted to mention. I think let somebody else speak. I have told you about how important it is for us to get into BIS. Now, while we are in BIS, I want to mention one more thing. BIS has also been given the responsibility to make a federal sort of a document on bylaws, building bylaws. It will be a federal thing, and then they will also change it state to state. Whatever is in the federal, the major document that they will make is something which will be applicable to all the states. And then they will, of course, make separate building bylaws in separate states. For example, if there is something which is close to the sea or whatever, it will be a separate bylaw. But the main thing is that this federal bylaw, in building bylaws that is going to be made, it is the responsibility has been given to BIS by the Consumer Affairs Ministry. So that is another thing that we have to follow up closely as to what is happening to this building bylaws, which these people are making. I believe that they are already made some progress, but it is nowhere in the final stages. So BIS becomes exceedingly important apart from the engineer's bill, because BIS gives you a route to the services sector, which we are interested in getting into, and it gives you a route to the building bylaws, which we want to get into. So only then we will be able to say that, okay, whatever is given in the National Building Code should be followed. Of course, these people are going to try that whatever is in the National Building Code should also be in the bylaws. But this is a long way off. I mean, first they have to make for the whole of India, then they have to make for all the states. So God knows how long it is going to take. But we have to follow this up. So I thought I will let you know about this part also. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Shashikant Jadhav, who is representing ISSE, Indian Structural Society of Structural Engineers, to say a few words on behalf of President of ISSE Mumbai.
Good morning, all of you. Hello, myself Shashi Jadhav, representing ISSE. For this Council of Architects bill, we have formed a separate group also called as a Licensed Engineer Organization, and we will be wholeheartedly working towards the opposing the proposed amendment. That's all from the my side.
Thank you, Shashikant Jadhav. Now that this licensed engineers issue is also cropping up very largely in most of the states, in the name of ease of doing business and citizen-friendly governments, they are amending the bylaws in many states. At least I got to know about Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, where the government is trying to allow plan submissions without signature of any engineer or architect. So that's why I put the current issues as one of the agenda in our discussion. For this only, we have been trying to form bringing together all the associations in all the states who are practicing engineers, who are submitting plans, whose livelihood is submitting the plans for layouts and smaller buildings also. For example, in Andhra Pradesh, government of Andhra Pradesh recently amended bylaw where any plan for a plot area of 200 square meters, people can select the plan online. Government has provided 6 options. You can select a plan and pay the fee. You got the permission. But I am in touch with the Andhra Pradesh Federation of Engineers Associations, where 70% of engineers work on these 200 square meters plots. So all these 70% engineers out of 8,000, 9,000 people will lose the livelihood actually. Apart from that, we should, all engineers as a fraternity should question the government if a building doesn't perform or collapses or safety issues arise out of construction. Even in a small building it can happen. Who should be held accountable? Is it the government or the person who has taken permission? Person who has taken permission cannot be held responsible because he is not an engineer. And government is collecting the fee and allowing the construction. Will the government take the responsibility? In fact, this we have to question as engineers in all the states. I mean, there is no, okay, National Building Code has authorized competency of engineers up to 500 square meters. That means we can sign any drawing up to 500 square meters, whether we sign or not. It is the engineer who has the competence to supervise, plan, design such construction, and we should all make an application to all the states. Same issues in Karnataka also, Shashikant is telling. So we have to take it up in all the states through these associations. And so one of the action plan that I am proposing for all the engineers is parallel activity. Apart from submitting memorandums to the government against this proposed amendments to the Architect Act and moving the engineers bill, we should also formulate the bringing and uniting all the engineers across the country. Like Tamil Nadu has got FACIET, with whom we are already in touch with them. They have been actively participating in all our discussions. In fact, I participated in a meeting of FACIET recently. They have 9,000 members and 90 associations in Tamil Nadu, and they are with us. Similarly, Kerala has got FORCE, Federation of Registered Civil Engineers, and GRACE. So that also we are in touch with them. And then we have Andhra Pradesh already federation, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa. We have to form these federations, bring together all the associations at district and town levels. Like in Tamil Nadu, if there are 90 associations, in Maharashtra also there will be more than 100 plus associations available, like Sangli, Ahmednagar, Solapur, and ISSC has many centers. Also, ACC has got centers in Akola, Nagpur. So we should all bring together all of them into one fold, and we should bring all the states into our national group to work together. So whatever decisions we take today, whether it is about Engineers Bill or memorandum against amendments to Architects Act, or these changes that are happening of late. So this we have to work on a priority. I request all the panelists to talk about this action plan. We'll start with Rahman. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Surya Prakash. And I think we need to tell engineers, all professional engineers, that with seniors like Avinash Shirode ji, Mahesh Tandon ji, Alok, you, and all these, they are in the safe hands. What we need is a synergy. We have all, at all state levels, we have numerous organizations. That is our strength as well as our weaknesses. So if we join hand, it will become a strength for engineers. In a democracy, if we are united, if we shout, and if it is being heard, then only we will be attended. How come valuers bill have come in such a short time? Because sufferer is the government, because of poor valuations. Now we need to identify issues which make people, especially the government, stand up and take note of this. And one of the issue can be, as Mr. Surya Prakash mentioned, like if a house collapses, who is the responsible, say, entity? Government will shed responsibility, or even though they collect fee. So that is where we can chip in and say that we are the qualified lot and we should be incorporated in this process. In case of online submission of small plans, I think there we have to be a bit cautious, because for each to do business, there are going to be steps every day coming up. Now we have to act judiciously so that it doesn't show that the engineers have their selfish interest into chipping in and getting, say, something out of it. What we need to elaborate that, okay, for safe structures, for good structures, engineers have to be there. And so today's, I think, deliberations will be very fruitful if we activate something like AG, where all these small, say, institutions, associations, they chip in without losing their, say, own, say, entity and interest. That is foremost. Because in a state, you'll see, say, 100 of, say, organization and even, say, couple of organizations. Then my only, say, worry, which was there in EAG also and now also, that I think we need to document whatever we discussed today as soon as possible, as soon as we complete this deliberation. And because luckily COVID has given this a big advantage for us to, say, meet frequently. Else organizing a meeting in Delhi or at a one place would have been a very difficult and uphill task. So we use this, still we will have, like, still we come from office early, so we have time. So we can deliberate on a regular basis and make a kind of, say, concrete structure which takes it up under the guidance of, say, our senior members. But energy will come from the grassroots. So grassroots has to be incorporated in such a way that they are actively participating. Else, what happens is that the success stories are not, say, remembered. I was attending a webinar of Mr. Mahesh Tandon last time. It was very well attended by, say, I think it has one of the best, say, presence of participants on high rises. Now, I was surprised to know that there was a Rahman from Bangladesh who was doing a lot of things in US when the high rise came into existence. Yeah, so it was, no, as an engineer, I'm practicing from last 30 years and I was not aware. Means like, if I'm not aware, I think there will be quite some of us who will not be aware. So we are a lot who have not got any history and geography. We don't have an institution who take pride into, say, focusing what our, say, engineers are doing. Lot of efforts which are going into, say, the field, they are not basically documented. They are not, so engineers don't feel very related. And it's like engineers are like, say, they are earning, they are, okay, creating their own space in the society, but as an entity, we are failing. As an entity, we have failed till date to make our presence felt. See, Architect Act, luckily Supreme Court has given this judgment now, else it was, everybody was aware that it was only to safeguard their title. And they could take advantage of it for so many years. So I'll not say it's their achievement, it's our failure. So, and I have no hesitation to say that among the practicing engineers, a lot of people who are into, say, structures, they have accepted the subordination. And it's our responsibility to energize them. It's our responsibility to tell them, okay, we are less to none. It's nothing personal, but last year we got 10 out of 16 awards in UP for outstanding structures. And there the main perspective was architecture, not of structure, because normally they don't evaluate the structure. They only see the architectural value and the face value. So I think we have on our hand a big responsibility to organize these, say, associations and make our presence felt at the national level. I once tried, and we had a very good, big meeting about, say, 10 years back in Delhi with all engineers, MPs. And they were more than willing to come up for our support. But we have to come up with a case. We have to put it forward, and then only they can, say, support us. And at that time, I think we had, say, 12 MPs that time, and only one of them from, I think, Bombay, Maharashtra could not attend. But all other came to, say, Constitution Club. We have to decide a kind of, say, location which suits them so that they can even walk from Parliament to the location. But before that, I think we need to do a lot of groundwork. And the first and foremost, which I see is that, like in case of UP, I'll tell you that engineers have got almost all powers now. We are covered by, say, the government orders. We have powers to submit plan under, say, online submissions. So, but what happens is that if you have a success story in one state, it's very easy to replicate it in other state. That is not happening. See, Gujarat bill, we have not basically worked upon, especially in UP, because it was very detrimental and it's not very good for professional engineers who are into architectural practice. Now, IEI has an architectural engineering wing. So would have been the ideal body to take it up in the last, say, many years. So we need not, say, deliberate and say that issue. But I think we, as a concerned, say, engineers, shall make a kind of, say, some soft structure whereby most of the associations chip in and we make a kind of concerted effort. And the first shall be a very well drafted public notice which shall go out in all national dailies in the light of the Supreme Court judgment. Now, this is something which can easily be done in 3 days' time. Now, we can take help from, say, people from the judicial field so that it's judicially very perfect. And then the same thing shall go in all national dailies, in all states, in all cities. and let's see the impact of that. The impact will be seen in say 2 days. Now, these are the things. So we need to have a kind of say, means we have activity, we list the activities, make a list of say urgent activities, then the long-term activities. As Mr. Mahesh Tandon said, that we need to now see the broader role of BIS also, because see, BIS has been with the formulation of Indian Standard Codes and these NBC. They have done human service. Now, if they have got an additional basically division for services, so definitely that is where we can get some cover. May not be full cover, but we can be, engineering services can be covered in that. So
thank you, Rahmanji. We are joined by K. Raghavan from Tamil Nadu, who is president of FACIET, representing almost 90 associations. And we had a meeting. In fact, I was looking for him. Just now I got the message. So I request him also to join and say a few words about the activity in Tamil Nadu. Raghavanji?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Sir, actually, before this point, you discussed about plan uploading, you know.
Yeah.
In that 2018, we have worked in with Tamil Nadu government, and we have implemented some rules, combined building rules.
Yeah.
With that, we have curtailed so many part of architects in.
Okay. So we can take you from Tamil Nadu also, like you.
Yeah. We have curtailed so many part of architects in that building rule. Now we are equal. See, architects and engineers are equal now. Okay. Engineers only can upload the plans, and architects also have to sign. Engineers also have to sign, and also construction we have to work only with the engineers only.
Oh.
So like that, you have brought the rules. So you can also push these rules to another states also, no?
Yeah. Thank you, Raghavan sir. I request Anil Joseph from Kerala, who has just come in to talk about activity in Kerala.
Yeah, good morning all. Yeah, good morning, Surya Prakash ji, and congratulate you for the initiative taken to bring the entire engineering fraternity together. It's the need of the hour. I will just like to point out that in Kerala, it's a peculiar scenario where we have a Structural Engineers Association comprising of 50 people, Graduate Association of Civil Engineers, GRACE, comprising of 500 people, force of different part of engineers, registered civil engineers, which are all graduates, comprising of 1,500 people. And we have Licensed Engineers Federation, where we have diploma and ITI people, who comprises of about more than 10,000. And there is a breakaway function from Lensford called Rensford, which has got 4,000 people. So currently the Kerala building rule is under revision, and we are fighting for that. Now coming to this point, architect amendment issue, it is connected to us also. So we have to strongly force that. I would like to point out that we should form a forum and send complaints or send notice in view of the Supreme Court verdict, especially in UGC and all, where they allow only architect to practice the planning rights. So we have to send legal notice to them, and we have to make sure that it is happening. And what we have suggested here in the Kerala Building Rule Amendment, which I would like the top people in the country also to look in, that we have suggested to come up with a structural inspectorate, similar to electrical inspectorate, because the safety of the public is in question. So other day, the minister spent 20 minutes listening to me, because it was called a 30 minutes meeting only, but then 20 minutes, because I told that all the architect, if he makes a mess, nothing is going to happen. The view might get disturbed a bit, the elevation, but the utility is not going to happen. But if the structural engineer makes a mistake, then the life of the people is going to suffer. So the point which we transferred was that we should have a structural inspectorate, even though it was objected by many, including the builders and the other. But the planning, it is not for us we are talking. We are talking for the mass public. The buildings which has to stand for 100 years is being compromised now. So we have to take that issue. You don't have anything to do with architect's amendment. In fact, they are trying to curtail our right. We are worried about our right only, and we don't want to trespass into their area. But then on a double standard, they want to play that, no, we are just amending our act. It is not like that. They are cutting the right. And if it comes through, like Rehmanji pointed out, structural engineers have now become puppets in the hands of architects. Soon, a construction engineer will become puppets under the hands of architect. And everybody, they are trying to get it like that. So as Mahesh Tandonji and Alok sir and Avinashji pointed out, we have to unite together and fight for this cause. And across the country, we know, say, like I told, about 20,000 engineers are there in different forums in Kerala. Like that, across India, there will be so many. So we have to bring them together, come up with a solution, where we can get together and come up and make sure that the results are going to happen. So thank you, Surya Prakash ji, for giving the opportunity, and wish all the best from the engineers from Kerala that this unity will move forward, and not like EAG, which we all were there in Delhi together. We will have results, make it happen. And Mahesh Tandon ji, all the best. Avinash ji, all the best. Alok ji, all the best. Rehman ji, all the best. Thank you all.
Thank you, Anil Joseph. It's a very good point about the rate of structural inspection. That's really good point we have got today from Anil, and we'll all emulate that in all the states. Thank you. And Alok ji.
Yeah, I think first about this COA issue, I think for the participants, many of them may not be aware what is this all amendment about. So let me just clarify that at present, the Architects Act 72 only protects the title of the architect, not the profession. What they are trying to do essentially is to protect the architectural services. Number one. Number two, they are also trying to bring in this LLP where, they want to say that any architectural services can only be provided by the organizations whose in the helm of affair are only architects. These are the two main, amendments. Once if they succeed to bring these two amendments, we will be playing a subservient role in terms of our structural engineering. And that is what is the design of COA. I mean, unfortunately, while this Architects Act was enacted in 1972 to ensure that this profession is formed around a regulator with having a moral authority to, improve the profession. But unfortunately, they have gone into the commercial side of it, and the focus is more on usurping the jobs of the engineers. Now, I want to bring in certain statistics here. You see, how many architects do we have who are registered in the Council of Architecture? Only about 1 lakh. How many architects pass out from the college every year? Only 24,000. How many engineers pass out? 15 lakh. So where is the comparison? I mean, the job that we engineers are doing in terms of architectural planning is on the basis of our competence. Just because a graduate in architecture he has done his qualification is architecture doesn't mean that he is a good planner. And if you see today, there are about, I think, 800 to 900 districts in India. And if you talk of talukas and tehsils and all, it may be around 8,000 to 9,000. Do you think that the architects who are registered under COA is capable of reaching this entire, geography? It is impossible. So what is the objective? So I think this is the crux of the matter where we have to fight tooth and nail on this amendment of the Architects Act, and for which we need a leadership. I think this is where we engineers are lacking. Mr. Rahman talked about it. The structural engineers, actually, we don't get the credit of the work we do, and mostly the credit is taken by the architects. I can tell you many fascinating buildings done by the engineers, but the common man in the street doesn't know whether it is a work of engineer or architect. They say it's a good, who is the architect? They look for an architect. And I think we need to blame ourselves for this scenario. We have failed to take lead and demand credit. And particularly our academic institutions do not teach us to take the leadership role. And so what are the action plans? In my view, I think we have to reignite our EAG. We have to give a leadership to EAG We already have an action group. Only thing is it has to be reignited. And I look forward to Mr. Surya Prakash to be the torchbearer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Rajkumar, can you say?
Yeah. Good morning to everybody. After 10 years of EAG, now I could able to see all the eminent engineers here on this platform. Thank you very much, Surya Prakash Garu. I have 3-4 issues to be discussed, rising from my point of view. One is EAG is how it is got diluted, the momentum that we need to retrospect. And as Rahman sir said, synergizing very lacking everywhere, every part of the country for the civil engineers. And number two, we are talking about the engineers. Architects Acts only prevail, refraining civil engineers, not the engineering fraternity. That we need to emphasize to the people that civil engineers are most affected people out of this total. We are not focusing on civil engineers. We are only talking about professional engineers who have 18 plus trades. Our fraternity of civil engineers are getting affected by Architects Acts, nobody more. And we are always drifting the main point and going away with the wind. That is not, we should look at it. We have to fight for the civil engineers. Maybe a structural engineer, any building, anything. Basically, who is practicing for the building practices, civil engineers are going to be affected. All other trades are by products or they are by services they need to provide. So our effect now, immediate fight is to fight against the Architects Acts only for civil engineers. Only for civil engineers.
Yeah, third point.
I'm stressing about. Number 3, sir, we have a lot of LTPs and other things in the states. Some are giving good opportunities in the other states, and some states we are not able to. This basing on this Architects Acts, once it becomes an act, even courts will not do anything. So let us have a immediate strategized plan, immediate action plan to do something. Let us all volunteer and give some of our valuable time to work for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rajkumar. Vijay Maya from Karnataka. Vijay Maya, are you available? Okay, Shiradaji. Shiradaji, are you available?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I have 2-3 points. First is Professor Tandon has given elaborate information about BIS and that thing. Now, since this act is in 2016 and services have been added into it, and a separate division for services has been already started. So when it is in the act, I'm afraid, I don't know whether I am saying correctly or wrongly, but when it is an act for the whole of India, then it cannot be recommendatory, it has to be mandatory. Every word of what is in the act is applicable. So unless it is challenged, that is one thing. So I think we should get it clarified from Sanjay Pant about services of engineers into this act. Second thing is, we are talking a lot of things. We are just saying that this is derogatory, this is not good for engineers and all that. But as far as everybody wants to know what would be the action plan or what the architects are contemplating and what they are doing it very vigorously to bring in the amendments. So to my view, the first and foremost and the most urgent thing is we have such a wonderful landmark judgment of Supreme Court, which has given the complete interpretation and explanation about the Architects Act. So we have not taken any advantage of that up till now. It is more than 2.5 months have gone. And actually the second day we should have drafted a letter and sent to all the statutory bodies in India, whoever is concerned and related with construction industry as well as consultancy. So if not done before, but at least now a draft of letter should be made and it has to be sent with the copy of Supreme Court judgment with some little elaboration point by point to all the statutory bodies that they have to two things they have to do. First, they have to change their bylaws considering this Supreme Court judgment. Second thing is, whenever their advertisements are there for tenders and empanelments and all other things, so they have to include, it cannot be restricted only to registered architects, but it has to be open equally for engineers also. So these two things are urgently needed for this. And then the third thing comes about how we challenge the amendments to Architects Act, this Architects Bill. So these amendments, as Council of Architecture has sought reactions and comments from registered architects, and they are compiling it, we should also, I think, if it is possible, to take comments and reactions, not reactions, but the comments, how we have to negate it. So let us make sort of a Google form or something like that and get the comments from all the engineers, particularly the engineering associations, so that we can also, because we cannot fire a bullet in the air. So we have to be point by point, and it has to be given to the parliamentarians, first to the MHRD, before it goes to the parliament. So we have to first see that it doesn't reach the parliament at all. So all the stakeholders' comments have to be there so that it is just negated at the initial level itself. And if at all it reaches the parliament, then the parliamentarians, the ministers, the concerned people in the industry should know very well that how it has to be negated there in their debate and all that. So that's what I just wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Actually, yes, sir. Tandonji. Sir, Professor Tandon, sir.
No,
you have to
unmute him.
Okay, I think there were some very valuable comments have been made by Mr. Shirode just now. We are trying at the moment to formulate what is the course of action. We have to take several courses of action, and we should note all of these down as to what they are so that people can understand. One of the things, and all of them, we have to act simultaneously. It is not in series, it's parallel action. One of the things that is required, I think, is first to get who are the engineers in the parliament, because both the important issues, whether it is the engineers bill or the amendment to the Architects Act, both of them have to go to the parliament, and we should be ready for that. I think that the action on that has to be taken now. Of course, also there were some very valuable comments by Mr. Rahman, and of course by Mr. Surya Prakash. You see, people don't know who we are. What is this thing called engineer? They think that the building is made by the architect, and that's it. We have to mobilize. First, we have to get activated on telling the whole world who we do and how important we are. We are in the business of saving lives. If you have an earthquake like we've had 5 in the last few days in Delhi, a stronger one may come, and who is going to save you? It is only the structural engineer. If he's appointed and he has a major say in the building, only then you are safe. You are not safe by just appointing a good architect who makes a good elevation and that's it. But this, you see, this only we know, unfortunately, and we are the least person who should be connected with this. We have to teach this to the whole world. We have to go out and talk about it. But how to go about it? We have no sort of a connection with any TV channel. We have no connection with any newspaper, etc. But that is what needs to be done if you have to reach the rest of the humankind other than the so-called engineers. I don't think we need to teach engineers what we have to do. Yes, we have to teach our youngsters, inspire them. What is so good about our profession, certainly, and why they should opt for our profession, that is another issue. And that requires, you know, a lot of effort to be able to do that, so that this generation of engineers continue and people are interested in it. But apart from that, unless the general public knows and can distinguish what is an engineer and what he does for the public, I don't think this is going to go very far. Even the MPs, they are in a way uneducated on the subject, and we have to tell them what we do. So I think one of the important things, apart from whatever has been mentioned, on the course of action is to get to the MPs of straight away, because there are two important issues which we have discussed, and both of them are connected with it. Thank you.
So, no, I would just like to mention one thing.
Yes.
That at every site, as far as I understand, at every site, a board is required to be placed where the name of the architect, name of the project, name of the architect, name of the structural engineer, contractor, and all that is there. But of course, I don't know how many people really follow it. The second thing is about the MPs and ministers in the government. Fortunately, the Nashik member of parliament is a civil engineer, and he is a member of Association of Consulting Civil Engineers. And we have a ready approach to him at any time. So when the things are formulated, we can definitely approach him and ask him that he has to put it in the parliament, even as a question. Even as a question, not waiting till the bill is there. He can ask a question about the status of engineers bill. He can ask a status that we have heard something like this, that the amendments are coming in the Architects Act and all that. But some concrete paper has to be given to him. Then third thing, that on 19th of June, I think all the associations have made a webinar where a lot of people are going to participate. So my request to Tandon Saab and Alok Bhaumik ji, that why not we have a press conference before that to highlight what we are going to discuss. And second more important thing is, let us also invite press media people to attend our webinar where the discussions are going to be there. Because we wanted to put a press note, a public notice, but it's a highly expensive thing. So if we request the media people to attend it or this, then definitely it will come in all the newspapers at no cost. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Deepak Shah ji from Indore to say a few words about it. Deepak Shah ji?
Unmute him.
Yeah, I already unmuted. Deepak Shah. And we have a good suggestion from Hemant Vadalkar in the panel, in the chat box, that we should have a national portal based on our discussion. We can think about making a national level portal with the plugins from all the associations and put up all the relevant information about engineering profession. Like whatever is coming out from a different state, if we can collect and put it in the central place, it will be useful for all the engineers. Thank you, Vadalkar ji. And Vishnu Maya?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
I wanted to make just 2 points in this regard.
Yeah.
When we want to strike on amendments in the Architects Act, we have to just see the history of the comprehensive services, which were there right from the beginning. It were there, but initially it was not having any part of engineering, not the structural engineering, not the supervision engineering. Nothing was there initially. So slowly they brought in the engineering part under the comprehensive services, saying that they are competent, but basically they are not competent for those jobs, and engineer is subservient only because of these particular services being added to their comprehensive services part. So we have to fight for that, and for fighting for that, we have to actually get them removed, because when their syllabus has been controlled by AICTE, they got it removed from AICTE. So if any technological subjects are there, engineering subjects are there, which is being taught to them, and which is a part of their services, then where the role of AICTE is. So we have to get them, snatch them out from the comprehensive services part somehow, because whatever they are trying to play is based on this only. They have got so many comprehensive services, and they have to be master of all, and like that. So we have to take them out. One more thing we have to highlight is that architecture is anybody's cup of tea. Even a layman can do a very good architecture, and we have to cite the examples. We have to cite the examples, and we have to keep ready our records. Let's see, these are the buildings which are made by not even an engineer. Then we have to cite the examples of doing a good architecture by engineers. We can cite the example of Satish Gujral Saab, who was not an architect or engineer, but he was conferred an architecture degree, but that was only because of the problem, because the architecture community objected for his role in parting with the competition and all that. So basically, he was not an architect or nor an engineer. So we have to say that architecture is everybody's cup of tea, provided he has got a good imagination and good virtue of the things. But engineering cannot be everybody's cup of tea.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Deepak ji. I request Raghunandan from Coimbatore to talk about it. He has been active in EAG since inception.
Yeah, good afternoon, Surya Prakash and all other panelists. So we have been talking on the various issues of engineers, right from the engineers bill adoption and the parliament. So the main focus today, what is needed is how to stop the amendment of the COA Act, which very much affect all the civil engineers profession. In that, who is making the draft memorandum. So I would like to give a few of the points. One thing is, as even the previous speakers told, even though some of the engineers or some of the even non-engineers can make a plan, which it could be better than the architects, but by education, we should never attempt to say that we are equally qualified as an architect in the planning of this, because the educational syllabus and everything is different for them and this one. That in fact, the educationalists or even the parliamentarians may not be take it up in the right manner. So we have the equal capability as a engineering professional to handle a project along with the other engineering professionals which is required for a completion of a project. This is one thing I just like to emphasize in this. Apart from there, we can also include in some of the prominent buildings, which is more of a structural nature. That is the latest Statue of Unity, which has happened in Ahmedabad. So more than an architectural, okay, there is an architectural planning at the base of this, but the whole structure is engineering marvel. So that has to be emphasized, like even Burj Khalifa, which has happened. And some of the complex industrial buildings and their foundation design. So what is the role of an architect in the planning as well as the execution and supervision of those? In fact, I have seen one of the recent engineering design supplied by the manufacturer of the machinery. He has mentioned the architect has to support the foundation design. So a machinery foundation where he cannot even, it has to be only routed through a structural engineer, but the name comes as the architect is responsible for the foundation design. So they, as previously told by our Avinash Shirode, imagination is nobody's right. So everybody has got the right, everybody has got the capability. So that has to be emphasized in this one. And like any other creative field, like musicians, film directors or actors, only persons who are studied in fine arts, only whether they can only do the artwork, or whether person who has studied in some other art, I mean like a film institute, only they can be, they are.
Oh, sorry. Can you, yeah.
Yeah. So is the directors of film industry, do they come forward? Do they come with a suggestion to the government? Only the directors who are studied in film institute, they only should direct the films. It is a creativity and the talent of individuals who can come across. Likewise, there are many civil engineers in the field, but we should not generalize that education provides all the abilities. It is a talent of the individual engineers, and they can do it. And it is a coordination job of many other professionals, as it was already told. So their role can be both by architect, engineer, civil engineer can take up. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, Dr. Ram Prakash, past president of Association of Consulting Civil Engineers. I request you to say a few words, sir. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, louder, sir. Be louder.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. I've been listening to the discussion, so I thought I could share a few thoughts.
Yeah.
With the permission of Mr. Surya Prakash. One of the issues is that I have never been subordinated. I mean, as an engineer, I've never been subordinated by an architect. You have to prove yourself, and you have to show your talent, then you'll never be subordinated. I mean, that's one of the issues that I'm telling you. So towards that, whatever needs to be done in the personality aspect as well as the technical aspect has to be looked into. The second one is Mr. Mahesh Tandon. He talked about engineers' bill being separately thought of and BIS bylaws being separately thought of, and pursuing the BIS and things like that. I feel that the engineers' bill should be pursued immediately. That is one of the most important ones right away. And with respect to the BIS bylaws, earlier BIS bylaws were redone by Mr. Suresh, and he categorized buildings into ABC, cities into ABC, and made a wonderful bylaw. So 15 meters high, 24-meter high building and things like that. And it was recommendatory. And when it came to the individual states, the people who were in charge, the persons who are the appellate authority, the authority for the subject, were not able to see the depths of what was being proposed. So what I propose is we must improve the standards of the persons who are sitting to judge all these things on the municipalities. I find them, I want to just say aside, with your permission, that when I sent something to one of the municipalities, the fellow said, I am all pass class, you're all rank class. So I wish that all the people in the municipalities become the rank class and don't become the pass class. Only then things will improve.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Vijay, are you in line? Vijay Vishnu, Maya? Are you available? He raised the hand, I don't know. So I think we should conclude now. We are running out of time. So one of the important resolutions today is to bring together all the associations across the states, and state level we have to form the groups and connect them at the national level. And good suggestion by Anil Joseph about asking for structural inspectorates in all the states. We can move that idea. And I request Shirodaji and Raju Gogia to draft a memorandum which we should circulate to all the associations to submit to the MPs, and also submit to the MHRD for against the proposed amendments in the Act, how it can be detrimental to the national interest. And then I propose that we will keep meeting every Sunday. Whoever is available, we can keep meeting and review what action is done in that week till we reach a stage where we have done the action on whatever decisions we are taking. So I request members from all the states to connect to as many associations as possible and bring them onto one platform and connect to our national group. We have a WhatsApp group of PPEG, Practicing Professional Engineers Group, in which we can deliberate on day-to-day basis and the latest developments, and we'll update. And I request all the panelists to say concluding remarks. Tananji. Yeah, you can unmute. Yes, sir.
Well, what can I say except that thank you very much, Mr. Surya Prakash, for bringing this back to life. I mean,
in fact, we
many of
wanted
us have been trying over the years, but I think that this is the wonderful thing you have done. You brought all the associations together, and I think that's what we need to do. That is our strength. You know, that we can, if we act together, I think that we can overwhelm architects. And as Alok said, they are a minuscule numbers, and there is going to be no issue on that. But I think what we need to do is to tell the rest of the world who we are. People don't know who we are. They think we are some kind of architect or something. That's it. And architect in a bad way, not in a good way. So unless you tell them what you are doing, you should tell them every time you open a tap, it is a miracle that the water comes out. It is almost as good as Microsoft or whatever else you do. I mean, somebody has thought of it. Every time there is a big storm in Delhi, the buildings don't fall down because there has been somebody who has put his brains in what to do with the building. That's who we are.
Yes.
And without us, everything will be a chaos. There will be no infrastructure, there will be no building, there will be nothing. But I wish we could, formulate at least for our MPs in a simple manner as to who we are and what are we saying. I think that will be the starting point, and it's so important at the moment with these two things which are happening, this Architects Amendment Bill and the Engineers Bill coming there. I think it's very important. Can't we make a one-page write-up, somebody who's very good at writing as to who we are?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I request Amitabh Ghoshal to say a few words. Actually, we missed him in the panel, President of CEI, sir.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Surya Prakash, for giving me this opportunity. I think, we should use the word engineer as a verb. That is what we do, because we engineer the society. The definition of an engineer is more pronounced because there's everything that is happening, including the getting of purified water, as Mr. Tandon just mentioned about opening a tap, or the communication that we are having, even that we are having this webinar. In everything, it is the engineers who have engineered the society and taken the world where it is. The other important thing which we have to resist is whenever there is a failure, we look for an engineer. Yeah. Whenever there is a success, we look for the architect. This is a way of thinking which we need to stop. Yes. And thank you, Mr. Surya Prakash, for bringing so many people together. Yes. But we must be clear, who are we?
Yes.
It has to be a defined portal. Okay. We just cannot have 6 organizations represented and think that we are representing the engineering community. The lead should have come from Institution of Engineers who are having so many members. Unfortunately, it has not happened. But unless we can claim the right to represent engineers, all this will remain as bakwas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sorry missed you on the panel, but definitely next time we'll make sure that we'll correct this technical glitch, sir. Shirodaji, concluding remarks.
Yeah, no, taking ahead Mr. Ghoshal and Mr. Tandon, that when you open a tap, it's a miracle that water comes in. And that's what engineer does and all that. So I can also say that I'm talking to you, or you all are talking to all others, is only through satellites, and space technology is also an engineering. So we
That's
have
right.
also to project that we are technologists. That's that. Yeah. Now coming to the action plan, because we have deliberated and discussed a lot of things. Now we have to put on 1, 2, 3. That first thing is writing to all the statutory bodies. That's the most important thing. And second thing is about getting reactions and comments about how to negate the amendments of Architects Act bill. And all these things have to be, and of course, a good suggestion of a portal so that people can also communicate apart from all these things. Then third thing is about the, for Alokji and Taddaji, about the 19th June webinar, making it visible to the media by press conference or asking them to attend the webinar and all that. So it's a wonderful exercise because architects are doing almost every alternate day. They are having all those webinars and all that, and they are bringing different people to support them. So we have not to do, we have also to support our fraternity by way of communication, and communication is the only thing which we can do on a India level, pan-India level. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Alokji, concluding.
Thank you, Mr. Surya Prakash, for bringing all of us in under one roof. Civil engineering, to be very specific, is the oldest profession, and unfortunately, we are not regulated in India. This is a serious concern. Many failures we have seen in last couple of maybe a decade or so, several failures, and country is paying a very heavy price due to poor quality of engineers doing a job which is probably they are not qualified for. So I think it's not just the fight that we have to do with the architects to get what we deserve. We also need to improve ourselves. And I think this is the biggest challenge. And I think what we need is a leadership to sort of channelize all these issues together to resolve. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Vajlur Ramanji. Yeah. Yeah, now you can.
Yeah, first of all, Surya Prakash ji, it was a very good initiative, which you have taken, though late, but still I think it's never too late. And the second thing is that if you want to meet on, say, every Sunday, I think whatever we have deliberated today, that shall be documented, especially in the chat box. There are a lot of, say, comments. So
We'll save that chat box, complete chat box.
yeah, so no, in addition to that, what we can do, I think we should give, say, responsibilities. And I think I'll take liberty, like drafting of the letter for engineers. So nobody is better than Professor Mahesh Tandon to do with Avinash Shirodeji. So I think, no, and then like you, Alok and me, we can compile upon the chat box and request everybody who has deliberated to send in writing whatever has been deliberated. So then you can compile and make it available to all the people for before next, say, Sunday. So it will be a very fruitful discussion next Sunday, and we'll not be repeating upon things. At the same time, we'll go on, say, crystallizing whatever, say, is discussed. That's all I can suggest, because this I talk because only for sustainability is a reason. So that this effort which we are doing now shall go ahead in a sustained manner, and you take the lead because you have started it, and we support from outside.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Raghavan, sir, from concluding Rasyet. Are you available? Anil?
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, Raghavan. Concluding remark, if you have anything to say, you can say. We are
Good afternoon, sir. Nice suggestions and nice discussion. We welcome you all, sir. And we support in all ways, means in COA problem and uniting all associations. We support you, and whatever you decide the moment, means meeting MPs or some representing ministry, we will proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raghavan sir. Anil.
Yeah, thank you. And it was a very fruitful discussion. And like pointed out, it is high time we all unite together and save our profession, especially for the next generation to come in. And thank you all for taking the effort. And together we will move forward. And like Remanji pointed out, let us document it properly and move forward. And thank you for the initiation of continuity by having meeting every week. Thanks a lot, Surya Prakash, for the wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Anil. Amitabh sir.
Well, we have decided to meet every Sunday.
Yes, sir.
If it is, we have got to see how long we can sustain. That decision has also to be made sustainable, because if we want a regular meeting, then we should be prepared for same, and we should advise people in advance who are in the panel, and we should also try to enlarge our invitation list.
Yes,
Say a person like Mr. A.P. Mal, who has been taking a lot of initiative and who had initiated the legal fight which brought in this change in Act, now the Supreme Court, now he should be included.
In fact,
he has a lot of experience and a lot of action he has initiated.
I sent an invite to Mal sir, actually. I have been interacting with him for quite some time.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the initiative, and let's hope we will see success.
Thank you all. I first of all profusely thank Mahesh Tandonji, Shirodaji, and Fazlur Rahman, and Alok Baumik, Raju Gogia, Rahul Vakil, and Amitabh Goshalji, and Ashwath, MU Ashwath, President ACC, for accepting to join this in a short notice. In fact, though I have been thinking, I was not sure whether yesterday only I took the license of these webinars, and now we'll have this frequently. Whoever requires also for this, I can host webinars up to 500 people. The license is there, so we need not take again and again. Any association wants to host a webinar, you can use my license. I'll host it and transfer it to you. You can conduct that. And thank you all for accepting the proposal of meeting on Sundays regularly till we achieve some benchmark or milestone. So have a good Sunday. I'm sorry for taking away Sunday time of the family, but still it is very important for all of us to have peace in the working days. We have to work on Sunday for our own fraternity. And I request all the associations and spread this message to all the members, and we'll keep circulating the information from time to time. Thank you. I'll circulate the information to all the members who have registered the mail ID in the Q&A box. Thank you very much, sir. Bye. See you.
Bye.
Yeah. Yes, sir.